Cuddle Wars. Blurb. Hannah Martin has an unusual job. She's a professional cuddler. While she's got a big heart for her clients, her personal life is devoid of warmth and affection. Enter Winter Sullivan. A sharp, no-nonsense businesswoman who would rather work herself into the ground than let anyone get close. When Winter's estranged father dies, his will forces the two women into an unexpected cohabitation in the building they've jointly inherited. But there's a catch. They must live together for 92 days. Through heated disagreements, a surprising doormat battle, and a fateful kiss, both women find that love can melt even the iciest walls. But can they embrace what's growing between them? Or will they push each other away before the 92 days are up? Excerpt. Hannah stood on the curb, staring up at the looming apartment building she now half-owned. Well, for the next 92 days anyway. The ornate wrought iron sign at the entrance, Lambert Heights, flickered in the pale winter sunlight, the name a reminder of the man she'd never even met but was about to share a strange bond with, Jules Lambert. The familiar flutter of nervous energy stirred in her chest as she glanced at the front doors, wondering what kind of woman Winter Sullivan was. She'd heard stories. Jules's estranged daughter, cold as her name, always wrapped in work and unapproachable as a mountain peak. Maybe they'd figure out how to make this work. Or maybe they'd tear each other apart before the 92 days were up. The soft click of heels echoed on the pavement, snapping her from her thoughts. Hannah turned just in time to see a tall woman approaching, her stride as sharp as her tailored outfit. Dark gray pants, a white turtleneck, and a leather jacket that barely moved in the crisp breeze. Winter Sullivan. There was no need for introductions. Winter's striking features and that silver-gray hair made her unmistakable. Hannah felt her breath catch when she noticed those ice-blue eyes, colder than the chilly air. Winter regarded her with a scrutinizing gaze, her lips drawn in a thin line. Hannah had always been good with people, but something about this woman's presence made her stomach do a little flip. She extended a hand, determined to start things off with kindness. "Hi, I'm Hannah Martin. I guess we're going to be neighbors." Winter barely glanced at her outstretched hand. After a beat, she gave a curt nod, her eyes never leaving Hannah's face. "Miss Martin." The handshake that followed was quick, formal, and completely devoid of warmth. Winter pulled her hand back as if the contact had burned her. Her expression remained unreadable. "Please call me Hannah," she said, offering a smile, though Winter's icy demeanor was starting to chip away at her usual sunny disposition. "And I'm really sorry about your father." Winter's eyes flickered for the briefest moment, but her face remained a mask. "Thank you," she said tersely, her tone making it clear that the subject was closed. Before the silence could stretch on, the lawyer, Mr. Woodruff, cleared his throat, stepping between them. "Shall we go inside?" he asked, gesturing toward the building with a polite smile. "There are a few things to discuss." Winter nodded once and, without waiting for anyone, strode toward the entrance as if she already owned the entire building. Hannah sighed softly, falling into step behind her. So far it wasn't exactly looking like a cuddle fest. Inside, the building had the charm of an old-world apartment block. High ceilings, polished wood, and intricate moldings that lined the hallways. Mr. Woodruff led them to the elevator, pressing the button for the top floor. Silence stretched uncomfortably between them as the elevator hummed. Mr. Lambert left clear instructions. The lawyer began once they reached the apartment door. "He intended for this space to be both of your primary residences. He felt strongly that the two of you should share the space." Winter arched an eyebrow. "Share?" Her tone was incredulous. Hannah's heart sank a little. "I was under the impression we'd have separate areas," she ventured, casting a hopeful glance toward the lawyer. Mr. Woodruff hesitated, pushing open the heavy door to reveal a sprawling penthouse apartment. "Well, the master bedroom and office space will be shared," he said. "Though, of course, the guest bedroom can be converted for personal use." Winter exhaled sharply. This is ridiculous. I assumed I'd have my own space. I have no intention of sharing quarters. Hannah's brows furrowed. I can make my cuddling sessions work with a little space. I'm happy to compromise. At that, Winter turned, fixing Hannah with a piercing gaze. Cuddling sessions? Hannah swallowed. I'm a professional cuddler. That's my job. The temperature in the room seemed to drop further. You've got to be kidding me, Winter muttered under her breath, her fingers pinching the bridge of her nose in disbelief. You're going to run a cuddling business out of this place? Hannah's cheeks flushed, though she kept her chin high. It's a real job, and it helps people. Winter didn't respond, just let out a tight, humorless laugh before shaking her head. This is going to be a nightmare. Hannah watched Winter walk further into the apartment, noting the tension in the other woman's shoulders. Despite the frigid start, she couldn't help but wonder what had made Winter so unreachable. As they walked through the shared space, Winter's cool detachment only seemed to intensify. But despite her icy exterior, Hannah could sense there was more beneath the surface. Maybe, just maybe, the next 92 days would thaw the walls Winter had so carefully built. Well, Hannah said, breaking the silence as they reached the shared living room, I'm sure we can make this work. I'll stay out of your way. I promise. Winter shot her a skeptical look. I doubt that. Hannah smiled brightly, despite the frostiness in the air. Maybe you'll come around. I've been told I'm pretty good at breaking the ice. Winter raised an eyebrow. I wouldn't count on it. As Winter moved away, Hannah's resolve only strengthened. She had 92 days to melt Winter Sullivan's heart. And if that didn't work, she'd just have to hug it out, one way or another.